This story begins, and we see a girl who is moving quickly forward. Perhaps she has caught a scent of something, and as she rushes in that direction, she is speaking. So fragrant this smell seems to be, and suddenly she sees something and says, "Eternal body." And she runs and says, "The scent seems to be from this direction. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I must find this extremely rare eternal body to eat." And she thinks, ascend into immortality. The scene shifts, and we see a boy named Chen Changan lying hungry, saying, "Steamed lamb, steamed bear paw, steamed deer tail, roasted duck, roasted chicken," one of many hapless travelers Chen Changan. And he is thinking, other travelers sing all the way to invincibility, and I went into the world of immortals, but my meridians were blocked, and people used to taunt him, and he used to say, "And can't practice," but an old man is saying to him, "Changan, you are not useless, you are the legendary eternal body. If you eat it, you can immediately ascend. Isn't it a pleasant surprise? It's fine if I can't cultivate immortality." The thief god also added Tang Sing attributes to me, and Chen Changan is thinking, brutally plundered by countless demons and monsters. My body and mind were injured many times, and the sect was also attacked. The old man had no choice but to break through the void and take me here to hide. And he becomes very angry thinking about his past, and says, "Son of AB*TCH. I've had enough. Why do other travelers get to enjoy life, but I can only be a lamb to the slaughter because of this physique? Thief god. You have no heart. You toss me so. Do you have the ability to strike lightning to kill me?" And then the lightning starts rattling loudly, he gets surprised, and bends down to look, and says, "Just kidding. I was just kidding, forget it. Let's go to sleep and save calories." And he tries to sleep there quietly, and says, "Maybe tomorrow." The old man kicked all of them and came back with a hand-held roast chicken to give me a surprise. Just then someone from behind whispers in his ear, "Why don't you spend this spring night with your slave?" And when he turns back and looks, he is surprised. And he is saying, F***K. Who are you? You scared me. When did you come in?" Before Chen Changan could say anything more, the girl kissed him on his lips, and said, "Yes. Yes. This is the taste of the eternal body." And Chen Changan is thinking, "I think I am a 7-foot man. She is so hungry, and she is so strong. Boys must protect themselves when going out." Chen Changan suddenly pushes him hard and says, "Go to hell." And Lu is saying, "I see you like this kind of way." Chen Changan's eyes remain wide open after seeing her, and he says, Wait. Progress is too fast, right? Or let's talk about life first." And that girl says, "What are you waiting for? It has come to this point, the slave cannot stand it for a while begging to be sax. Before being beat by you, I asked you, are you a human or a ghost?" And then Chen Changan shouts, "Slave? Slave!" And that girl says to Chen Changan, "Of course, ghost." On hearing that girl, Chen Changan's eyes are wide open, and then Chen Changan remembers that old man, who had told him, "I have set a ban in this temple. Demons and ghosts cannot enter. Stay at ease and don't walk around. Wait for me." And the girl is saying, "Fuck. Wouldn't it make me version 2 of Ninkaishin? Eternal body, give it." And she bites Chen Changan's shoulder with her mouth, and a lot of blood starts flowing from his shoulder, and Chen Changan is screaming in pain, and saying, "Am I dying again? I've been hiding for 3 years, running away to save my life." And then the system tells Ding. Detect that the host encounters a ghost and open the Invincible domain system for the host. A round area with a diameter of 2 meters around the unprovoked area. And Chen Changan is not able to believe anything, and he is saying, "Invincible field?" In other words, within these 2 meters, I am invincible. I am the master of this field. I knew it. How can a traverser not have a golden finger? And that girl is saying, what did you do?" Now Chen Changan has become more powerful, and he is saying, "Now it's my turn to fight back. Let me see how strong the invincible field is." And that girl says, "Fight back? Just you?" And Chen Changan says, "As an ordinary person, do you think you can beat me? After all, your attack just tickles me." And the girl says, "It's better to lie flat and let me eat you well. It can be less painful." And Chen Changan challenges her, and says, let's see who is strong. And Chen Changan punches the girl in the mouth with the joint, and the girl goes into space, tearing the sky, and Chen Changan is thinking, this is not a dream. I beat her. And then the system tells them that the days of fleeing are finally over. The host obliterates a chi training triple heaven female ghost and gains 10 field points. Chen Changan says, field value? What is that? And the system tells, every 100 points of field value can be increased by 1 meter. The current host Invincible domain is 2 meters. And Chen Changan is saying, how do I get more field value? And he is thinking, if the Invincible field can cover the entire continent, wouldn't it, can directly rule the entire continent? And the system tells, the method of obtaining the field value needs to be explored by the host, but Chen Changan is not happy at all, and he is saying, this system is so irresponsible? And he is thinking, no sense of experience at all. Actually let the host explore on its own, and he is saying, wait for me to explore it, I'm afraid I won't be the first, and he faints. Then we see some people, who are saying, what has broken this sky? What a terrifying immortal power! Did an immortal treasure fall to the lower world? And they are surprised to see, and are saying, visions of heaven and earth, in this world going to be in chaos again? The scene shifts, and we see the upper world's manhwa immortal world. The prince of the upper world is saying, damn it. The holy immortal sword of our Lord. 12 immortal generals. Get the hell out of here. And we see some people, and they are saying, see you, immortal. See you, immortal. And the prince of the upper world is saying, the 10,000-year-old immortal weapon that my father sacrificed in the sword-casting tower was attacked by an unknown fist shadow and is now left behind in the lower world. This lord orders you, at all costs, retrieve the sword. Anyone who has a coveted, kill it. And they say, yes. And we see Chen Changan, and he is saying, I was so hungry and fainted, it was too embarrassing. And he is thinking, how about first eat some soil to fill my belly? F***K. I'm not hungry enough to eat dirt in the 21st century. Really, the more you live, the more you go back. And he throws that pot full of clay, and is thinking, but to be reasonable, there are restrictions imposed by the old man in this temple, and it is imposed forcible demons and monsters to enter. But tonight, a female ghost in the chi refining realm was able to enter. What is the problem? But now is not the time to think about this. After all, I have no cultivation base now. The old man is going to be in trouble, and I can't help it. And suddenly he sees that a yellow halo is moving around him, unless the Invincible domain can move with the host. Let's try. If the domain can move, then the low be invincible. And he is looking out of the ball with his hand. When he comes out of the ball, he feels very cold, and he gets scared, goes inside again, and he is thinking, oh my God, it's too cold and terrifying outside the field. There must be ghosts hidden, right? Well, so the Invincible domain does not move with the host. Thinking about the system have such a bug? Now, besides filling up my stomach, the most important thing is to find a way to get the field value. If I rashly leave the Invincible field, let alone dying by 100 ghosts, I'll freeze to death. Let's see how you will run now. And then we see that a girl falls from the sky in front of Chen Changan, and she is saying, ouch. It hurts. And the scene shifts, and we see the great elder of the evil dragon cavern Li Xiao, and he is saying, Ling Baoer, be honest with me, don't think about running away. Otherwise I will slap you to death. And Ling says, if you have the ability, you can shoot me to death now and see how my dad cleans up you. And Chen Changan gets scared seeing both of them, and is trying to get out of there quietly, and is saying, when monks fight, mortals suffer. I'm a kind-hearted man, so I'll not interrupt your fight. And then he thinks, wait. These people should have something to eat, right? And he starts crying, and says there must be. Finally, I don't have to go hungry. And Chen Changan says to him, hey hey hey. And when she hears Chen Changan's voice and looks back, she is surprised, and says, a mortal? Why are you here? And Chen Changan says, this temple is the territory of this master, and I did not agree you to come in. And Ling is very surprised to hear Chen Changan's words, and Chen Changan is saying, coming inside and yammering here, and making noise in my territory. So hurry up and make it up to me with food, or else. And Lu is nervously saying to Chen Changan, do you want to die? He's too crazy. How dare you provoke Li Niao? And the great elder holds Li's head and lifts it up, and is saying, compensate? I see, you are a beggar who is looking for death. And he uses his spiritual energy, and says to the ghostly skull, reborn as a beast in your next life and take care of your mouth. And he attacks Chen Changan, and a very bright light spreads in front of Chen Changan, and he is unable to see anything. After some time when he opens his eyes, and looks, he is surprised, and is saying, I haven't even tried to kill you yet, and you want to kill me? Do you think I'm still the same soft persimmon that anyone can pinch? And the penis is saying, what just happened? The attack disappeared in an instant? How did he do it? Isn't he just a mortal? The great elder is speaking. It's true that he is not Mason Wi can block my attack. I can understand if he crawls to avoid it. No, there is no way to dodge. He will die is the final result. I have been fighting for decades and have killed a lot of people. Except for this situation when the energy consumption is huge, there is no other possibility. And Chen Changan shows the middle finger to the great elder and says, hey, you scar man, do you think you can kill me? And the great elder laughs and says, I'm standing right here. If you can kill me, I'll get down on my knees and sing you congratulations. And he takes out his sword from his spiritual energy, and is saying to Chen Changan, I don't care who you are, if you want to die, I'll make it happen to you. And attacks, and Chen Changan says, step into the field of invincibility, then your life and death are in my control. And Lu is surprised to see this, and says, what does he want to do? Is he trying to catch the magic weapon with his empty hand? The great elder is laughing, and says, ha ha ha, the scarlet scimitar is a third-class magic weapon, extremely sharp. A mere mortal beggar dares to use flesh and blood to grasp, simply looking for death. And Chen Changan stops the great elder's new weapon with his hands and says, that's it? I've got you pretty well in my grasp. And she is surprised to see the penis, and says, just caught it with 2 fingers? And the great elder is very angry, and angrily says, you, young man. And Chen Changan breaks the great elder's weapon in just 2 fingers. And says, rat-tailed Jews reflect well in the next life. And he picks up that elder and throws him away too, and then the system tells, the host killed a 3rd-level Golden Core Realm cultivator and gained 500 points. And Chen Changan is thinking, it seems that in addition to killing ghosts, killing monks can also gain field value. Killing a cultivator in the Golden Core Realm can earn 500 points. What about the nascent soul realm, the transcendent god realm, and even the earth? Immortal? The higher the cultivation level of the cultivator is, the more ghetto. Then the system says, currently field value is 510 points. Do you want to use 500 points to expand the invincible domain? Expand the invincible domain by 5 meters. I hope that the host will continue to work hard to gain more field values. And Chen Changan becomes very happy after knowing this, and is saying, finally yay, and is dancing. And Ling is surprised to see this. And Chen Changan goes to the great elder and looks at him, and Ling is thinking, the great elder of the evil dragon cavern, the cultivator of Golden Core Realm, was just killed by a mortal? Or is it? This mortal is actually a worldly expert who is hiding in the Shirwan Dashan mountain. And Chen Changan finds a ring, and he looks at it and says, damn, storage ring? But I don't have a cultivation base, so I can't open this storage ring. And he looks back. But Ling gets too scared, and Chen Changan does. Senior, a vision of heaven and earth broke out in the 100,000 mountains tonight. The sect suspected there was an immortal treasure coming to the world. 50 I brought the disciples of the 9 Swords sect to come, and Ling says, I didn't ambush by Li Shao. And Chen Changan says, hey, I haven't even asked yet. And Ling says, except for me, the other disciples of 9 Swords sect died in his hands. Thank you, Senior, for saving my life. And thinking, if Senior hadn't stepped in, I would have been captured by him and taken to the evil dragon cavern. And she tells Chen Changan, Li Shao, with the strength of the Golden Core, was easily killed by the Senior. Would it be Senior is at nascent soul realm? But in Yuzhou, there were nobody of nascent soul realm for hundreds of years. Is Senior real nascent soul realm? And Chen Changan says it's good that it's not his accomplice. The Scar Man is dead, can this storage ring be opened? And he gives the ring to Ling, and Ling catches it, and says, after Li Xiao died, the mark dissipated, and this storage ring was already unowned and could be opened. And Chen Changan gets very happy. Can I get something to eat from the ring? I want to eat, and the scene shifts, and we see Chen Changan is very happy, and he is saying, look! Look! It's roast chicken, and Ling is saying, the invincible domain is about to cover the entire temple. Next, I must think of ways to obtain more field values, and strive to expand the invincible domain to the entire cultivation world, unify the entire world of immortality. But Chen Changan is extremely happy and he does not pay attention to Ling's words, and Ling is saying, at that time, I will be able to protect the old man, maybe I can find him 10 or 8 wives. And Ling is kneeling down and praying to Chen Changan. But Chen Changan is very happy to get the chicken, and Chen Changan is saying, 3 he bites chicken, and Ling is saying, Senior saved my life. That means I have a destiny with Senior. So? Can you accept me as a disciple? But Chen Changan does not pay attention to what Ling is saying, and he gets surprised, and Ling says, Senior, I am very capable. But Chen Changan is not paying any attention to her, and Ling says, I'll do anything to repay you for saving my life. Even if you don't take me as a disciple, let me stay by your side, I'll serve you well. Senior is just a golden thigh, hold it. I must hold it. And Chen Changan says to Ling, no need for duck. I just saved you on the way. I want to accept it, but now I rely on the invincible domain. What can I teach her after accepting as a disciple? Play mahjong? Landlord? And Lewis says, don't tell me, and Chen Changan says, however, the problem now is, in the invincible field, I have no food and drink to eat and drink, so I have to go out to find, but I have no cultivation, so going out is like death. It seems good to get a tool to help me go out to find food and drink. Beside, I have an invincible domain, so I won't be as strong as someone who is given to me by my disciple, right? And Chen Changan is saying while sleeping, little girl, old man has came across the immortal world for 10,000 years. Those who want to worship the old man as their master cross the 6 paths of reincarnation. What qualification do you have for the old man to accept you as his disciple? Ling is a little surprised to hear Chen Changan's words, and Chen Changan says, however, you and I have a destiny, so I will give you a chance, reluctantly accept you as a registered disciple. After you pass the test, the old man will officially accept you as a disciple. But Ling becomes very sad after hearing Chen Changan's words, and she is pleading with Chen Changan, Disciple Bauer, meet the master. Great! With my master's teaching, my strength will improve by leaps and bounds. And she starts crying. Then the system tells that the host and Long Bauer bind a master-disciple relationship. Reward 100 field value, and Chen Changan gets very disappointed, and while crying says, can accepting disciples actually get the field value? Wonderful! That's wonderful! I have unlocked a new way to obtain field value. And Ling says, Master, what's wrong with you? And she gets scared seeing Chen Changan, and says, Master, you taken a shower? And Chen Changan says, Disciple, put that vat outside the temple, let the rainwater fill the vat, the master will take a bath for a while. And Ling runs away from there and says, Okay, master. And Chen Changan smells himself and says, Is it so smelly? And he smells and falls unconscious. And then we see that Ling is looking inside a big vessel, then suddenly she feels something from the front. And when she looks in front, she gets very scared and says, There is a tiger demon of the golden core stage hiding outside. Master and Chen Changan also gets shocked, and says, The value of this field is not just what it says. And he starts running towards the temple, and Linga says, Go, let's go for tiger hunting with the master. And he keeps saying, Me. I'm a golden core tiger demon. I was attracted by a very fragrant smell. I said that the man killed a ghost with his casserole-sized fist, and also killed a person. 2. It's too horrible. Meow. I wanted to go, but the scent is really wuxiang, and it drills straight into my mouth. And Chen Changan is waiting for demon tiger inside the golden core, and is saying, How is it possible to lure a tiger demon without bait? Now there is no one who can resist the seductive confusion of the eternal body. And Ling says, Master, what secret technique are you applying? And Chen Changan says, let's see whether the old man's restrictions can block my eternal body scent. Just then Demon Tiger comes drooling, and says, fragrant. It's so fragrant. I can't take it anymore. And Linga is saying to Chen Changan, Master, be careful. And Chen Changan is thinking, the old man's prohibition on me is about to expire, and the invincible domain also has the effect of isolating my breath, but whether it is completely or slightly isolated has yet to be verified. And Ling says, it's coming at us. But Chen Changan is thinking, after all, Ling Baoer hadn't reacted to the smell on my body yet. It may also be the reason why I didn't take a bath, and the smell was covered. Cultivators doesn't have the sharp noses of demons and monsters. And Ling gets very nervous, and says, Golden Core Tiger Demon. And Chen Changan also gets nervous, and Ling says, Master, don't be in daze. Move. And Demon Tiger says, even if Tiger Demon, is crippled today, I will kill you. I want to eat. And he attacks Chen Changan and Ling, but he suddenly gets shocked, and is thinking, I stopped, why? And Chen Changan looks at him and says, what bad thoughts can cats have? They just want to eat people. It's a pity. But it's me that you want to eat. Contribute your body, kitty. But Ling gets very shocked, and she is saying, Master, did you handle the Golden Core Tiger Demon while standing still? And Chen Changan says to Ling, none a small thing. Disciple, go, kill the kitten. But the Demon Tiger is not able to understand anything, and he gets very nervous, and Ling takes out a weapon using her spiritual energy, and is thinking, sure enough, worshipping the Master one's the right thing to do. I must hold the Master's thigh properly. And she attacks the Demon Tiger, but her attack does not have much effect on the Demon Tiger, and Ling gets surprised, and nervously looks at Chen Changan. Then Chen Changan says, give me the sword, and he attacks the Demon Tiger with that weapon, and a bright light spreads all around due to which nothing is visible, and then the system tells, the host killed the Tiger Demon of the 8th level of Golden Core and gain 800 field value. And Chen Changan says, isn't this better than Bo Burn? And Ling also gets impressed by his attack, and says, impressive, killed with a single slash. And then the system says there are currently enough field values to upgrade the Invincible Domain system. And Chen Changan says to Ling, Disciple, I'll leave it to you now. Deal with the Tiger Demon's corpse. Remember, cut the meat like a pig. But Ling is very surprised, and she is not able to understand anything, and Chen Changan is thinking, the system can actually be upgraded. What can I get with a system upgrade? And then the system tells, the current Invincible Domain system is version 1.0. Features: Invincible Strength. It is detected that the host has enough field value to consume 800 field value. Upgradable. Invincible Domain 2.0 version opens a new function, all living things. And Chen Changan is talking to himself, by the way, the Tiger Whip is a good thing, put it away for me, don't lose it. But Lua is not able to understand Chen Changan's words, and says, No, I know, Master. Chen Changan is thinking, this all living things. What are the skills again? And then the system tells, the host will naturally know after upgrading to version 2.0. And Chen Changan gets very disappointed, and he sits down holding his head, and says, okay, then upgrade the system first. Deduct 800 field value to upgrade the system. And then another message comes from the system is being upgraded, please wait. And after some time another message comes, and the system is telling, system upgrade successfully. The current Invincible Domain system version 2.0 opens a new function, all living things. And Chen Changan gets very shocked and says, fuck? This skill is so awesome. And then the system tells, you can illuminate the vitality of all things and give birth to wisdom. In addition, you can also control everything in the Invincible Domain in the most subtle way. Chen Changan gets surprised and says, Disciple, pull out 2 small grasses for me. And the Ling says, and Chen Changan is thinking, I want to see if the function of this all living things is really that powerful. And while giving the Ling to Chen Changan, she says, Master. Here. And Chen Changan encloses her in a blue aura, and she is surprised to see the penis. And Chen Changan gets scared seeing the penis, and says, Disciple? You. And the penis says, Master, Master. How did this weed suddenly become a spirit herb of the elixir level? But Chen Changan pushes her away, and says, "What's the rush? Go away." And Chen Changan says, seeing the blue aura, "If I get it that way, I don't know if it will work." And says to the penis, "Don't make noise." And she becomes very happy after seeing the ling, and they see that a little girl comes out of the blue aura leaf, and is saying, "Transform." Master, it transformed and she is very beautiful, and Chen Changan also becomes happy after seeing her, and says, "Why are you so loud? You're scaring her." And Chen Changan connects the blue core to it, and while giving it to the ling says, "Here, I'll give you the gift of worship. This elixir contains the essence of life. Hurry up and take it. Meantime I will protect you." And the ling becomes very happy and says, "Thank you, Master. The disciple will definitely not let down the Master's expectations." And Chen Changan says to that little angel, "I will call you Xiaoban from now on." And the little angel says, "Gee," and the angel are thinking, "Master is amazing. An ordinary weed can be turned into a spiritual elixir with his hand." And she reaches the dream world, and feels herself like an angel, and is thinking, "This. I broke through?" And then the system tells, Ling Bauer broke through from the 6th level of foundation building to the 7th level of foundation building. Reward the host with 50 field values. And Chen Changan looks at Ling. Ling is doing cultivation, and a purple-colored aura is coming out of her body. And Chen Changan says, "Is this okay?" And the system tells, because the host and Ling Bauer are bound to form a master-disciple relationship. As long as Ling Bauer breaks through the realm, you will get some field value as a reward. The higher the cultivation base, the more field values will be obtained. And Chen Changan is thinking, then I only need to accept more disciples in the future to help them keep improving. Wouldn't I have no worries about expanding the field value of the invincible domain? And the question comes in his mind that, the first ability of all living things is so useful, what about the second ability? And then there is an explosion, and Chen Changan and Linga are very surprised to see it, and are saying, "Oh my God." And Ling says, Master, this, could it be the descending immortal treasure?" And Chen Changan is thinking, "Immortal treasure? What immortal treasure?" And Ling says, "Master, don't you know? Last night someone punched the sky and made a big hole. When my father went to check it, he said that the immortal sword had fallen from the hole, and now all parties were looking for that sword." And after hearing about gender, Chen Changan says, "That's a pity, I couldn't see it with my own eyes. It's a shame." And he holds that old weapon and says, "This sword feels so weak. Let's try to repair it with my skill." And as soon as Chen Changan picks up that sword, it gets repaired, and seeing it, Ling gets very happy. She becomes very happy and says, "Wow! This sword is so beautiful." And Chen Changan says, after repairing, "The power is indeed much stronger than before, but if I want V to break this sword wowsist, just need to apply a Tli force. This sword is style useless to me." And he says to Ling, "Like it? I give it to you." And Linga gets very happy, and thanks Chen Changan, and grabs the sword, and now she's very happy, and she's thinking, too horrible. Such a terrifying power, Master does not pay attention, what level the Master's strength has reached. And she says to Chen Changan, "Master, you are so kind to me." And she is thinking, such a powerful Master is so kind to me. I'm so touched. I'll give you a hand again as a teacher. Even the hole in the ceiling was repaired. Such an environment is only suitable for a worldly man like me to live in. Well, don't be in a daze all night, let's rest first. Okay, this little thing fell asleep, is it still weak when it just turned into a form? Huh! Ling Bauer? The people of Nine Swords sect were still alive. Lord of Evil Dragon Cavern Li Batian 9th level of Golden Core Realm, where is Li Xiao? Tell him to come out and see me. Is the immortal treasure in his hand? It's Li Batian. Desperate Master. The people of the Evil Dragon Cavern are here for revenge. Li Xiao is missing. Is the immortal treasure already obtained by the people of Nine Swords sect? This place is so rich in spiritual energy. It is worthy of being the place chosen by the immortal treasure to land. Ghost Bone Sect Patriarch Xiu Qian to Hihi. I never thought there would be such a majestic treasure in this broken mountain. Is it the gain brought by the immortal treasure? The people of Nine Sword Sect were okay, but I didn't expect this old poison to come. Transforming spirit grass? Oh my God! There is actually a transforming spirit grass here. God bless my ghost bones sect. This treasure land, this transformation spirit glass, I'm going to take it. God bless the fart ghost bones sect. I was here first. What's here belongs to me and my sect. Chio Chientu, get lost. It's not up to you, Li Batian, to decide who gets the stuff here. If you want to take it, then fight, let's fight. Do you think I'm afraid of you? Hey, I say. To whom does this treasure land belong, without first asking the owner of the treasure land? Especially that guy who keeps tearing down the ceiling of my house. Now, not very open-hearted.